What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG career mode. This is episode number 14. We start today's stuff on the back of our drubbing on the opening day. Malaga thrashed by Real Sociedad by 4-0 in our first La Liga game of the day, where Juande also got sent off as well. I said in that game there, like, honestly man, I'm lucky it was 4-0. I'm lucky it was 4-0 because Nunez saved a penalty, made a couple of great saves. Had it not been for those saves there, we would have lost that game. I am not exaggerating here. 6-7, 8-0. It really was that bad. So heading in to this following game, after I turned down a bid from Leon for El Caruani, who last year was really good on that left-hand side, still converting him to left mid. It's taking forever. It's taken absolutely forever for him to change to a left midfielder. So frustrating. But anyway, for our first away day with Malaga, well, how do we bounce back from that loss at home to Real Sociedad? Well, how about a trip to the champions? Yep, following game, Barcelona away, taking on Xavi's side. And I was thinking, if we get battered 4-0 by Sociedad at home, how are we going to cope away from home against Barcelona with Juande missing through the suspension as well? Well, heading into the game, unsurprisingly, Barca made the brightest start. 5 minutes in, Nunez made a great save to keep us still tied at 0-0, but right from the first whistle, it was all Barcelona, dominating possession as they often do, looking for good openings, and they found one as well 40 minutes in. Ferran Torres rolls through the Dutch midfielder, and Frankie de Jong smacks it home to make it 1-0, and 14 minutes in, once again, we're carved open easily, right through the middle, and the former Ajax man gives Barcelona the lead. But despite that, we were playing some decent football in the first half, despite the fact we were down by a goal early. And 24 minutes in, we got one really good chance coming forward, and we took it. Yes, first goal in La Liga, and it comes for the kid, Tony Flores, at the academy last season. Exciting prospect, makes it 1-1. And after that, we tightened up, and in the second half, I thought, you know what, lads, if we stay tight, which I know is hard for us to do, we can win this. And had it not been for Ter Stegen just past the hour mark, making a great save on Tony, we would have been leading for the first time in the game. From the corner whipped in, and it drops to Diarra, who smacks one into the side netting, and suddenly Malaga believed they could win this game. Barcelona had a great fast start to the game. It was almost like they ran out of gas. In the second half, it was all Malaga. And Ter Stegen, showing his experience, made a couple of brilliant saves to keep Barca in front. First denying Tony Flores, then Fran Villalba as we were pushing for a winning goal. Still tied at 1-1. Our 11 minutes on the clock. Oh, it's heartbreak for Malaga. Absolute heartbreak. The minnows of Malaga. It was so close to winning this game. Had it not been for a couple of great stops by the former Borussia Mönchengladbach goalkeeper Ter Stegen. And in the end, one chance is all Barca got in the second half after I really tightened up. And Ousmane Dembele, the French winger, smacks it in to give Barcelona the 2-1 win. I'll be honest, I felt really harshly done by there. Like, I thought I had a great game there. I really felt as though that should have been, at the very least, a draw. Like, honestly, man, I really felt as though in the second half I tightened up, which I know is hard for me to do because my defense is so bad. But going forward, Ter Stegen with those couple of saves there in that second half. The first one, yes, you could probably say I shouldn't have gone for the chip, even though I know chip shots, as I always say, are very overpowered. But the second one across the body, what a stop from close range there. And that was so frustrating to lose that game. So unlucky. I thought we were so unlucky to lose that game. So, following game, if not any points, at least positive. So, coming back, Real Valladolid at the Estadio de Rosaleda, I thought, okay, we lost the game, but you know what? We were very unlucky to lose that game. So, coming back to this one, back to Andalusia, Real Valladolid, and this is a game where I thought we should definitely target our first win here. Well, worst possible start. Darwin gives Valladolid the lead. We know all about him from our Granada save last year. He gives Valladolid the lead. But Tony Flores gets his second in 2 and fires us in the leveller. So just like last season, I know we didn't score on the opening day against Real Sociedad. We did have some chances. I know we're going to get goals. That's not a problem for me. I know we're going to get goals. The question is, can we defend better? Well, after Nunez kept us still tied at 1-1, as we were still level half an hour in here, from the corner, it's played short, it's worked to the edge of the area. And I mean, this is just, I mean, well, I don't really have the words for this, but it's just so bad. It's just really, really bad. I'm not a fan of short corners. I never really have been, but that's just poor. I've got so many blue and white shirts in the area, and yet still, there are several passes before a shot gets taken and eventually turned into the bottom corner. That's really poor. It's not like I was carved open with great incisive, Iniesta, KDB-esque through balls. No, they just passed the ball to feet from 5 yards each time and then smacked in it. It's really, really poor. And after we hit the bar right before the break, so unlucky not to make it 2-2. But in the end, 4 minutes after the restart, Real Valladolid got their third. Yep, Darwin had bagged a brace and now they extended their lead to 2. 3-1 to Real Valladolid. And I was thinking, this has got to be sorted out. Like we have got to sort this out because we're gonna get goals. Because right from kickoff we did. Right from kickoff we got another one. 3-2. It's a first goal in a Malaga shirt for jacked Adama Traore. It's 3-2. We're back in the game. But I knew this is the problem with Malaga. Like we're gonna get goals. We're gonna get loads of goals because we know how to score. We had 99 goals in the second division last year, but I can't defend. 3 goals in 13 minutes, and 2 of which came for Valladolid. They bagged another brace. It is 4-2 as Salim bags his second alongside Darwin. But again, in stoppage time, we're still coming forward. Luis Munoz finds El Akab, plays a 1-2 with the captain, and it's a first goal this season for Luis as he drills it in to make it 4-3. Whilst we scored 3 goals in this game, we still ended up with 0 points. Why? Because Valladolid scored 4. Simple maths. We lose the game by 4 goals to 3. And once again, it's a defeat for Malaga where our problems are laid bare. We can score goals. We can get goals in practically every single game. We will score goals. But can't defend. Can't defend to save our lives. 10 goals conceded in 3 games. Then the captain comes to me, hey Gaffer, I know you've got a lot on your mind, but I thought I should let you know there's some discontent in the dressing room right now and it feels that the club is drifting and some of the boys aren't sure this is a team that can win anything this season. We're looking for reassurances. I'm like, Louise, I know. We've got to sort this out because, again, we're going to get goals. He scored his first this season there. Traore's first goal in a Malaga shirt. Flores has now scored a couple this year as well, but I've got to defend better. And so I've been playing this 3 at the back since the save began because I often try and keep the same formation with the team when we join a new team. But there's no doubt about it. As deadline day would arrive, 10 hours on deadline day as we loan out Alex Calvo to Bologna. 11.25 million in our transfer budget. I was like, right, we got to get better defensively. We've got to improve defensively. So I've said this before. We've got a back 3. And we then play 4 across the middle of the park. But there's a big gap between the defence and the midfield. And primarily, you'll see quite primarily, a lot of the goals conceded from the right-hand side. And that is because we don't really have a defensively stable right-sided player. Whether it's a right mid, a right wing back, or just a right back, we don't really have a defensively stable type of player. We do on the left-hand side. It's El Karouani. I trust him. But Adama Traore is not a defensive player. So we need to get someone in that can defend. I had 3 names on the shortlist in the end. Whilst I did really like the idea of bringing Kabore from Manchester City, his wages are just way too high. I don't want to blow the wage bill up. And yes, he would take a wage cut, but not by much. I don't want to blow the wage bill up and have someone on like 40, 50 grand a week. So I end up getting Fale Sacco, the Mali international from Vitoria Guimarães, out of contract come the end of the season, so I knew I could get him for a budget cut price deal, which we did, and for £5.25 million on a 4-year deal, just £11,000 a week. I'm really happy with this guy. Yep, Sacco is in. Now, he does have centre-back as a secondary position, which I think he could play, because whilst he is only, I say only, 5'10", he has 82 jumping, the strength isn't the best. And I guess I could see him operating as an RCB in this team. Playing a 5 at the back or a 3 at the back system, I could see him as an RCB. That could work. But to me, I think personally we should stick to the plan right now, and have him as a right-sided player. Much better defensively and pushing Traore forward. I mean, you saw in that game there, he got his first goal against Real Valladolid. He was very close to scoring on the opening day against Sociedad as well. Adama Traore, to me, with the pace he's got and the physicality, he should be playing further up the pitch. He's got a low defensive work rate. he's not going to track back. We're asking for trouble playing him on that right-hand side. So I think put Traore further forward and don't worry about him defending in this team. No, just put him further forward and have Sacco on the right-hand side. So yeah, Sacco comes in and again for $5.25 mil, 11 grand a week. I'm really happy with that. 28 years old, yes. Not sure how much better he can get as 76 rated, but I'm happy with that. So as Alex Calvo leaves to the Serie A to join Bologna on a loan deal, we also signed the other player I had on my shortlist here. I had the 3 names at right back and I thought I can only probably get 1, but actually in the end I got 2. Yeah, we just got beat by them, but Real Valladolid aren't always playing this guy, so I thought, well, in that case, why can't we sign him and possibly try and turn him into a solid right wing back in this team? It is Ivan Fresneda. Yep, the young Spanish youth international is in from Real Valladolid. Really talented young fullback. He's playing, quite sporadic. I'd say quite sporadic game time with Real Valladolid this season. But in this Malaga team, with our poor defense, he's going to get a lot more starts in this side. 81 stamina, fantastic dribbling. Going forward, he looks like a really, really good option with already, again, some really decent stats in the dribbling stats. 78 dribbling, 75 ball control, 73 agility as well. We need to make him a better defensive player, but to me, he is 6 foot, and again, just like Sacco, I could see him playing RCB in this team, but wherever he plays, RCB or on that right-hand side, he'll definitely be a starter in this team, I would think. I think he'll really, really take well to this Malaga team because he's got some fantastic potential, no doubt about that, and he is in. So our final signing on deadline day, I still need to get better defensively. Well, how about that? 2 new defenders coming in Sacco and also Fresneda as well. I think they'll probably both start. Sacco on the right and probably Fresneda as an RCB. But for all the signings we've made this season with Malaga, you see the full list here. The real question is, we're a really good young team, but are we good enough to stay in La Liga? Well, after 3 straight losses, we've already scored 4 goals, but 10 conceded. That's the real concern. Will we have enough bite to keep ourselves in La Liga this season? Will we have enough quality at the back to keep ourselves in La Liga this season? Well, after 3 straight losses and sitting bottom of the table, it's safe to say 10 goals conceded already. Worst defensive record already. No points on the board so far. We need to get started as soon as possible. But that will end this episode of the RTG Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the RTG Career Mode very soon.